Greetings, love or fear here, your favorite person, all about choices. What choice do I make? Do I make the choice in love, or do I make the choice of fear? Well, I'll tell you what. It is a choice. You can choose to live in a state of love, or you can choose to live in a state of fear. It's totally up to you. It is work. Hence the name, love or fear, work. So, what I bring to you all today is not a reading, although I may pull an oracle card or something else at the end of this video. But right now, the thing I want to address is twin flames, everybody's popular favorite subject. And a very common, frequented question that I've seen over and over again. Can a twin flame be a narcissist, or can they be toxic? Well, I guess it kind of depends on how you define a twin flame. If you look online, you'll find lists of 6, 8, 10, 12, 20 different symptoms or indicators, signs that you are in a twin flame connection. Here's the other thing though, having figured this out on my own. Look up trauma bond. Kind of looks exactly the same as a twin flame when you compare the symptoms. And I do say symptoms quite intentionally, side by side. So, is it a twin flame connection, or is it a trauma bond? How about we use some discernment and some caution when it comes to labels? This is one of the reasons that so many tarot readers caution against the label, is the labels can keep you stuck. Here's why. They're limiting. If you think you are in a twin flame connection, you are suddenly helpless by karmic energy, the universe, powers beyond your control. If it's a trauma bond, you are helpless because it is a psychological state based in a history of trauma from having a narcissistic or narcissistic-like personality parent. And it primes the brain, and so then we are made helpless with biology and neurochemistry. So either way, you are helpless in forces beyond your control. So what is a trauma bond? What is a twin flame? What is a karmic connection, a soulmate? Any of these labels, especially when they are not a healthy connection. When they don't make you feel good, feel fulfilled, and allow you to share in what you have to offer. You can't give yourself truly to another, but we can share because we're all one. These connections, they're more like trigger connections. They cause you pain. Actually, they don't cause you pain. It feels like they cause you pain. But the truth is, the pain is already there. It already exists within you, whether you recognize it or not, and chances are you don't recognize the pain that already exists. That is the purpose. That is the reason that readers and coaches and everyone else that you could possibly find in psychology or spirituality, doesn't really matter, religion, I'll tell us, everyone, focus on you and your healing. Because ultimately that is what it is about. I get it. I have gone through both labels due to such a connection. And found myself really trapped within those labels. Unable to get out because either universe was in charge or neurochemistry from a toxic childhood was in charge. Either way, we don't get to choose. And love or fear is all about choice. It's disempowering, it's disabling, and sometimes it can really do a lot of damage. So instead of labeling your connection, try looking at it from a different point of view and looking at it as a compass, a methodology to point you in the direction you need to go in order to go within, to heal the wounds, to feel your pain, and move forward from there. Because that is ultimately, no matter what label you give it, that is what it is about. It is about you. It's about your journey, not anyone else's. You can't fix anyone else, and you're not broken to begin with. But we feel broken because our human psychology, our human brain says so. And later there will be a video or two that talks about the shadows and shadow work and healing and ego, and we hear a lot of that as well. So I would like to offer some folks some insight who may not understand quite what ego and what shadow work actually is, and hopefully that will bring some clarity and allow people to work a little more effectively within, to do the work that is heard over and over again. Do your work, do your work, do your work, do your work. But it helps to understand what that means. So I think I've pretty much addressed it all, but if there are questions, if there's more details wanted, you can look at these two dynamics side by side, and the language is different. The language is very different. However, when you narrow it down between the two, and you simplify the language, particularly when it comes to a trauma bond, you will see the same patterns of behavior. You will see the same indicators. You will see the same markers. One might have a few more or a few less. There might be a few variations. And it may also depend on the personality that you are dealing with. But I'm going to tell you that if a person is not making you feel good about yourself, and they are not actively participating in your life, they are not supporting you, they are not compassionate, empathetic, caring, if they are not consistent and solid in their commitment to at least be your friend, and they're actually there for you. And no matter what label you give it, it's not healthy, and it's not good, and it's not safe for you emotionally, psychologically, spiritually. It may indicate that, yes, there are some wounds to heal. It does indicate there's some wounds to heal. But that's for you. What they are doing, they have wounds to heal too. That's not up to you. And there is nothing you can do to change that. So just focus on you as much as you can, as hard as it might be. Because no matter what label you give it, there is an intense amount of attachment and an intense amount of love. And still just work through it. And work through the pain and the separation and identify what is best for you within yourself. And it does take time. But as you do your work, that does have an impact. It has a big impact, not only on you, but everything that is. And it has an impact because we are energy beings. We do resonate. We do carry vibration. That's simple science, quite frankly. And our bodies vibrate from the cellular activity. And science has also indicated that emotion carries vibration. That's where that language comes from and is supported reported more recently. So we know this for a fact. And when you raise your emotional state, you raise your vibration, which affects you, everyone around you, the world, and the universe. So, stay with you. Love you. Respect you. Value you. Love yourself enough to dedicate all that attention, all that love, all that focus to you. And I think I am going to pull an oracle card. And I do read the book because the messages resonate differently with everyone. And one aspect may sit differently with one person than it does with another. And I think the messages are powerful enough to make it worth it. So I'm going to ask for being an unbiased and clear channel. I would like one card for those in a twin flame journey, trauma bond, dealing with toxic individuals, and empowering self. Empowering, loving self. Unbiased, unfiltered. Quick message to help support your journey, your growth. I do personal readings and messaging coaching and guidance for spiritual healing. So you can look up and master card in the background noise. Anything to help people on their journey and heal, because the universe really needs us to do that. So many are recently awakened and have found themselves in a very difficult path. I get this one a lot, actually. End of Fatima. I love rooming. It's card number 43. 7. I'm going to add them. End of Fatima. He always starts with a poem. I can never leave you, not for a moment, not for an hour. You are in everything I do. You are my everything. My drink is your sweetness. I move to your command. I am surrendered prey in your hand, and you are my consuming lion. Maybe this is a message for Leos, huh? Your soul and my soul are truly one soul. I swear to our one soul, I long for no one but you. Wow. Just what I was covering, isn't it? In the gardens of your grace, I am only a germinating sprout. The crown of my blooming is the desire to be in your arms. Tell me this is not what I was just reading, or talking about, rather. My hand watches over you. It brings you blessings and comfort, protection and grace. Radiant with divinity am I, and you are my child, my beloved, my angel, and my body too. I shall never leave you. Turn your inner eye to me and see the light of my grace in your heart. You cannot be harmed. You cannot be defiled. You can only ever be what you are, me, alive, radiant with love. You are giving birth to more spirit than you have ever held before. During such times, a divine midwife can be helpful and supportive. This is Fatima, radiant daughter of the great beloved, who reaches from the skies, who reaches up from within your body, from deep within the earth, and brings you the gift of protection, grace, and love. You are safe. Your prayers, and she honors your devotion. Oh, I skipped a line. Sorry. You are held and you are bound within her warmth. She has received your prayers, and she honors your devotion to life, to love, and to growth. She will help you. Ask for her blessing daily. You can use the simple sacred honoring ritual to do so if you need some guidance on how to pray to her. But any words from your heart, spoken in authenticity, will suffice, no matter how simple or ornate they may be. She responds to the feeling behind the words, and she responds instantly beyond time and space. In fact, she has responded even now, perhaps before you even knew she was needed. In this message. Excuse me. Coffee. This oracle brings you the guidance that what is being born in your life right now, in your own consciousness, as a seed, perhaps of a new way of being, a new idea, belief system, philosophy, or sense of self, is going to come to much maturity under the loving protection of the Divine Mother. You are also being asked to heed your intuition and instincts. Have some discernment about who you involve yourself with and how you choose to use your time and energy. Is that not what I just said? I swear, it honestly shocks me every time. I can't get over it. I can't get over it. Allow yourself to feel Fatima's guidance and comfort in you by giving yourself permission to be nurtured through your own choices and the people or situations you say yes or no to in your life. Choices. Love or fear. Choices. That's why they gave me that name. This is a way to honor her presence and allow her to help you, which she wishes to do in all ways possible. Love is all things you see, dearest angel, and that means no one can mean saying yes to something greater. So give yourself permission to say your no and yes as dictated by your heart. This oracle also brings you the message that your body is sacred and worth your attention. You do not have to become obsessed. You do not have to push or judge your body, but you can honor him or her as a sacred animal through which your spirit creates soul and expresses itself in the world. This is a truly wonderful and amazing gift, extraordinary and yet fraught with challenge. The spirit can be powerful. Sometimes it can be hesitant too, enough to really engage with the body and come to life. There is a story that the angels sing music to lure the spirit into the body, but but used to its freedom, it was reluctant to experience itself in what looked rather confining matter. The spirit did not know that Fatima would be initiating the spirit into her mysteries through the body. She is going to be sharing the sensuality of life, the sacredness of love, the deep mystery of life, death, and rebirth, and the wonders of nature. She was going to show the divine could live not only in light, but also in flesh. Fatima holds the wildness of the divine feminine wisdom and the sanctity of life. She has great gifts of ecstatic presence, only able to be experienced through the spirit living in the body. She will share this if you allow her to guide you. Once the spirit recognizes this, even just gets a whiff of Fatima's glorious fragrance, the enthusiasm for life ignites, and the wonders of the world experienced through the body become a way to revere the great beloved and turn all of life into the temple of love. This oracle also comes with guidance. Giving your body rest and healing is most beneficial at this time. There are symptoms you are experiencing, anything from fuzzy-headedness to tiredness and aches and pains, as well as shifts in body temperature that seem unbalanced. And these are directly related, if not solely, to the interaction of your spiritual essence with your sacred animal body. These will even out under Fatima's grace and protection, like two housemates learning to live together and enhance each other, rather than distract and annoy each other with their quirks and differences. This settling in process will happen all the more easily when you ask for Fatima's help. This oracle also advises that if you ask for help and protection in any manner, it will be granted. There is no exception to this rule. There is nothing you have done that has made you unworthy of divine intervention, grace, and love. Not one thing ever. Ask, trust, and receive. Sacred honoring ritual. Place one hand on your heart and one on your belly and say the following aloud. Fatima, who loves me unconditionally, bless me with your hand of protection and your radiant grace. May I love my body and live my divinity in totality. My spirit is my body is my spirit. Arahuna, Ajaduna, Wa Ajaduna, Arahuna. Repeat slowly and carefully 3 times, then rest if you wish to. When you are ready, you have completed your sacred honoring ritual. So I'm going to go ahead and show that because I can't swear that I pronounced things correctly. So if somebody wants to try reading, pronouncing, I don't know if you guys can see that. Looks like it might be a little fuzzy. And these are roomy oracles. And I love this deck because the messages are always so powerful and always so on. Choice, love you, honor you, and always choose the love for you. Do not sacrifice you for anyone, no matter what you think it might be. And always be safe. Be well. Love. Have fear. And be blessed.